So what if you could launch an entire online business, like a psychic business, with just a few clicks? Well, that's the big promise behind a product called AstroMan AI. In this explainer, we're going to deconstruct the sales pitch for this fortune empire in a box and see what really makes it tick.
Right out of the gate, the pitch makes this huge historical claim. You see, they're not just selling you a business idea. No, they're framing AI-powered fortune-telling as the next gold rush, on the same level as the dot-com boom. This whole approach just immediately raises the stakes and sets you up for a massive promise.
Okay, that's a huge claim, right? So, what exactly is AstroMan AI?
At its heart, it's an AI tool that gives you a ready-to-go business. But you really got to pay attention to the language here. Done for you. AI avatars working 24/7 and under your own brand. The appeal isn't just about being a psychic. It's about owning an automated psychic empire that's making you money even while you're sleeping.
Of course, for a promise that big, you need a huge market to back it up. So, just how big is this gold rush they're talking about? Let's take a look.
Boom. Right away, they hit you with a massive, concrete number, $15 billion. They're saying that's how big the spiritual and fortune-telling market is right now. That's our starting point.
But see, it's not just about where the market is today. It's all about where it's going. The pitch projects that this same market is going to more than double to $40 billion by 2030. This creates this powerful story of an exploding market, and it taps right into that fear of missing out we all have. And this is where they just tie a bow on it. This quote takes that huge market size and mixes it with the serious dose of urgency. The message is crystal clear. You're getting in early, but you've got to act now before everybody else figures it out.
So once they've established this massive opportunity, the pitch does a quick pivot. It starts talking about the problem. Because, to sell a solution, you first have to convince people that the way they're doing things now is just totally broken.
First up, they take aim at all the other ways you might try to make a buck online. Freelancing, e-commerce, affiliate marketing, they paint them all as these frustrating grinds where you're just trading your time for a little bit of money. This whole thing is designed to make AstroMan AI look like the only smart, easy path forward.
And it's not just other business models they say are flawed. The pitch argues that even trying to break into the fortune-telling market the old-fashioned way is a total minefield. You've got high costs, you can't scale, big platforms are taking a huge slice of your profits, and man, trying to build a brand people trust from scratch, that's tough.
So after pointing out all those problems, they present AstroMan AI as the perfect all-in-one solution. Let's look at how they frame it.
And the package they're offering is, well, it's everything. It's not just some tool, it's a whole business infrastructure. You're getting the AI experts, the website, a bunch of content to make you look like an authority, a dashboard to manage everything, and, this is crucial, a direct payment system so you keep all the money.
Okay, and this table, it's actually pretty brilliant at showing in their positioning. It frames AstroMan AI as this perfect sweet spot. It's way cheaper than hiring real psychics, but it gives you way more control and profit than just being a small part of some big app. With this, you don't just participate in the market, you own your piece of it.
So, we've seen the features, we've seen how they position themselves, but the big question is, how does it actually work? Well, the pitch boils it all down to this incredibly simple 3-click promise. They basically break it down into these 3 completely effortless steps. And look at the words: switch on, personalize, scale. The message underneath it all is that you don't need any tech skills, you don't need any spiritual knowledge, and you don't need to do any real hard work to get started.
And this right here, this is the emotional core of the whole pitch. It's the transformation. On one side, you've got this life of struggle, wasted time, and missed chances. And on the other, you've got a life of ownership, automation, authority, and 100% profits. It's a very, very clear picture of the dream they're selling.
And then comes the big reveal, the price. After building up the value of this billion-dollar market and an entire empire in a box, what's the cost? $15, a one-time payment. This incredibly low price tag just turns a business decision into a total no-brainer, a low-risk impulse buy. Which really brings us to our final question. When you pull back the layers on this whole pitch, the fear of missing out, the promise of passive income, the totally effortless solution, you have to ask yourself, what are they really selling here? Is it the AI tool itself? Or is it the powerful and, let's be honest, very appealing dream of getting that online empire without all the struggle?